The silence before the storm. There's a reason why the most dangerous storms arrive without warning. There's a reason why the wealthiest, most powerful Scorpios in history, those who rose from the ashes to become untouchable, always went quiet right before their breakthrough. And if you've found your way to this message, it's not by chance. It's because something silent, something massive, is already shifting beneath your feet. Let me ask you something. Have you been feeling it? That strange calm, that eerie stillness not outside but inside your soul. Like you're standing at the edge of something enormous, unseen, unspoken, unstoppable. I want you to listen to me with the part of you that doesn't need logic, the part of you that already knows deep down that something is coming. Something so precise, so powerful, that it's going to flip your entire material reality upside down. You see Scorpio for years, maybe even for lifetimes duration you've been giving. You've been the protector, the fixer, the one who sees what no one else sees. You've held your tongue to keep others safe. You've stood alone in fires others would never survive. You've transmuted poison into wisdom, betrayal into clarity, and silence into strategy. And yet, the rewards, the recognition, the wealth, still just out of reach. Why? Because the universe was never preparing to give you a gift. It was preparing to pay a debt, a spiritual, energetic, cosmic debt. One that has been accruing interest with every moment you stood in your integrity while the world misunderstood you. And now Scorpio, the universe, is preparing to pay you back. Financially, powerfully, undeniably. But let me be very clear, if you leave this message before the final word, you will miss something crucial, not metaphorical, not symbolic. I'm talking about a real soul-level activation, a turning point that has the potential to rewrite the script of your financial reality. This isn't a story for the faint-hearted. It isn't another fluffy "you're doing great" horoscope. This is for the Scorpios who've been through the underworld and are still standing. This is for the ones who are ready to stop surviving and start ruling. So silence the world around you. Put everything else aside. Because what I'm about to share with you will not only explain why the abundance has taken so long, but why in this exact moment it's rushing toward you like a tsunami of power. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to beg for it. You've already earned it. Now it's time to receive it. Welcome to your coronation, Scorpio. Let's begin. Part 1. Scorpio and the curse of unrewarded power. Let's tell the truth, Scorpio. There is a silent curse that follows those born under your sign. It's not the kind of curse cast by spells or enemies. No, it's older than that, deeper, more subtle. It's the curse of being powerful, but invisible, of giving more than anyone else and receiving less than you deserve, of holding empires together from the shadows while others bask in the spotlight of rewards you made possible. You've felt it, haven't you? That ache in your chest when someone else gets praised for something you whispered into their ear months ago. That sharp, silent moment when you realize the people you protected would never have done the same for you. That cold, calm realization that once again, the one who sees everything is left unseen. But here's what no one tells you. This isn't happening because you're weak. It's happening because you're dangerous. You are born of fixed water, still on the surface, volcanic underneath. You feel everything. You know more than you should. And in a world addicted to masks and surface-level charm, your very presence threatens the illusion. So what does the world do to Scorpio power? It buries it. It gaslights it. It praises the loud ones while fearing the silent ones. It robs the Scorpion of their rightful crown and then blames them for being bitter. But here's where the curse begins to crack. Because Scorpio, every time you chose silence over spectacle depth, over approval, loyalty over popularity, you weren't losing. You were building. Building spiritual capital, building energetic credit, building a reservoir so potent, so pressurized that no earthly system can suppress it forever. Let me say this with complete clarity. You were never meant to be broke. You were meant to be withheld. Held back, not because you were unworthy, but because the universe needed time to craft a reward powerful enough to match your soul. And Scorpio, that reward, is ready. But before we open the vault, we need to understand the full cost you've paid to reach this moment. Because unlike other signs who float through life catching blessings like butterflies, your journey has demanded blood. Emotional blood, spiritual blood. You've been betrayed, drained, discarded, reborn again and again. You've walked away from people you would have died for. You've stood in silence while others twisted your name. And you've kept your mouth shut while you watched people you loved benefit from your pain. And yet, you never lost your essence. You never broke. You alchemized. That, Scorpio, is not weakness. That is royalty. Life lesson: the world often mistakes silence for surrender. But your silence, Scorpio, has never been surrender, it has been strategy. You were never here to be seen by everyone. You were here to be remembered by the right ones. And now, the universe is about to remember you. Part 2, the cosmic vault theory. Imagine this. Somewhere in the cosmic architecture of your soul, there is a vault, not made of steel or gold, but of energy, encoded with your soul's signature, sealed shut with every sacrifice you made that no one saw, guarded by forces not of this world, waiting for one thing: the moment when your energy shifts enough to unlock it. Every heartbreak you transmuted into strength deposit. Every betrayal you swallowed in silence without retaliating and turned into wisdom deposit. Every moment you chose integrity when no one else was watching deposit. And Scorpio, no one has deposited more than you. You didn't just experience pain, you alchemized it. You didn't just survive the dark, you made maps out of it. And all of that has been accumulating interest. You see, while others have been chasing temporary wins and short-lived highs, you've been silently stacking karmic currency in the unseen realms. And this isn't metaphorical, this isn't poetic. This is literal. There is a law in this universe that cannot be broken. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be redirected. And your energy, your sacrifices, your silence, your power withheld has not vanished. It's been stored, protected, fortified, gaining pressure. And that vault, it's about to burst open. But here's the twist that most people don't realize. The universe doesn't pay you back when you beg. It doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to alignment. It responds when you stop chasing crumbs and start acting like the king or queen whose table they belong to. And Scorpio, whether you've realized it or not, that shift has already begun. You've stopped explaining yourself. You've stopped justifying your boundaries. You've started pulling your energy back from the unworthy and channeling it inward. That was the signal, the energetic code the universe was waiting for. Because when a Scorpio stops playing small, not out of rage, but out of sovereignty, something ancient unlocks. That vault, sealed shut by years of spiritual discipline, begins to release. And what comes pouring out, not just money, not just opportunity, power. The kind of power that makes offers chase you, that attracts people who don't just see your value, they respect it enough to pay for it. That creates synchronicities so precise they feel like magic. This is the beginning of your energetic return. The moment where the universe doesn't just recognize your past, it converts it. Every unseen moment is now becoming visible. Every unspoken truth is now becoming currency. Every ounce of loyalty, every scar turned into steel is now becoming leverage. Because when a Scorpio's vault opens, it doesn't trickle. It floods. Life lesson. The universe isn't sentimental. It's surgical. It doesn't reward noise. It rewards frequency. And when your frequency aligns with your worth, nothing, no delay, no karma, no human can stop what is owed to you. Part 3, the activation point, why it's happening now. Timing is never random, Scorpio, especially not for you. You were never meant to receive your abundance during your chaos. You were meant to receive it when your spirit said, "I'm done settling." And that moment, it already happened. You may not have realized it fully. You may not have shouted it out loud, but something inside you changed. There was a situation, a relationship, a job, a dynamic where you finally said enough. Not with rage, not with desperation, but with silence, a quiet internal withdrawal of your energy. And that moment, that was your activation point. The universe doesn't respond to noise, it responds to clarity. And when a Scorpio becomes energetically clear that their power will no longer be wasted, the cosmos shifts to match that frequency. Let me be even more specific. Have you noticed recently that your intuition has sharpened to almost psychic levels, that you've started walking away from people who once had a grip on your emotions, that you're not explaining your decisions anymore, you're simply making them? These are not small changes. These are cosmic triggers. They signal to the universe that you're no longer leaking power, that your field is protected, that you're no longer vibrating at survivor frequency. You're vibrating at sovereign frequency. And when that happens, Scorpio, the vault starts to open. Not slowly, not carefully, but like a dam that can no longer hold the pressure. The financial blessings you've been waiting for, they've been waiting for you to become the version of yourself who can hold them, not just receive them, but command them. This is why it couldn't happen before. Because your soul wasn't here to win by chance. You were here to win by mastery. The kind of mastery that comes not from proving yourself to the world, but from reclaiming yourself from the world. And Scorpio, that's exactly what you've done. The fear gone, the guilt released, the old obligations cut. What remains now is a clear, focused, magnetic frequency that says, I know who I am, I know what I'm worth, and I no longer tolerate anything that makes me forget it. That right there is what flipped the switch. That is what unlocked the abundance you're about to receive. Life lesson. The universe doesn't move when you wish for more. It moves when you refuse to accept less. Part 4. Scorpio. By birth date. 3. Financial portals. Not all Scorpios are the same. While you share the same soul blueprint, depth, power, loyalty, your personal path to financial transformation is shaped by when in the Scorpio season you were born. Each cluster holds a unique frequency, and now 3 distinct financial portals are opening, each perfectly aligned to your soul's energy signature. Let's unlock them. October 23rd, November 1st, the return of the lost power. If you were born during the early Scorpio window, your financial blessing is coming in the form of resurrection. Something you thought was over isn't. A project you abandoned, an investment you forgot about, an idea you once loved but let go because life got in the way. It's returning. But here's the twist. It's not coming back the same. It's coming back amplified. Why? Because you are amplified. You've grown. You've sharpened your edge. You now hold the clarity and energetic authority that you didn't have when it first came into your life. The universe is giving you a second chance, not as a reward for the past, but as a recognition of your evolution. Prepare to reconnect with something you once thought you lost. This time, it won't just sustain you, it will fund you. November 2nd, November 11. Strategic power pays off. This is the Scorpio core, the most intensely charged days of the zodiac, and your portal opens through high-stakes alignment. You've always been able to see what others miss. Now the world is finally ready to pay for that vision. Opportunities will appear that seem almost too perfect, because they are. They're designed specifically to match your gifts. Transformational consulting, strategic negotiation, reading between the lines in chaos, leading quietly from the shadows. You won't need to fight for attention. Your value will be obvious to the right people, the ones with capital power and influence. This is your time to say yes to the roles you once thought were too big. because now they're actually beneath your readiness. November 12th, November 20 Empires through alliance, late season Scorpios, your power comes through alignment with equals, not partnerships of survival, not connections of convenience, but alliances of destiny. You're about to meet people who don't just get you, they revere your energy, they see your potential, and more than that, they want to build with you. Joint ventures, collaborations, silent investments. You'll be invited into rooms where loyalty matters more than image and intuition is the real currency. And for once, Scorpio, you won't have to hide your edge. You'll be valued for it. This isn't about becoming part of someone else's vision. It's about fusing power to create a new empire, one that mirrors your essence and protects your legacy. But no matter your date of birth, there's one thing that unites all Scorpios in this moment: alignment. A deep, almost eerie feeling that things are finally clicking into place. Your inner world, the one built on strength, strategy, and soul, is finally being matched by your outer world. That Scorpio is the signature of a cosmic wealth portal, and it is open, life lesson. The universe speaks in patterns, but it rewards in precision. When you honor your specific path, your specific timing, your reward doesn't just arrive, it erupts. Part 5, Wealth as Sovereignty, not just money. Let's make something very clear. A Scorpio's relationship with money was never about luxury. It was never about greed. It was never even about status. It has always been about power. Not power over others, but power to walk away, power to choose, power to protect your energy without needing anyone's permission. You see, Scorpio, you don't crave money like other signs do. You crave sovereignty, the ability to say no to disrespect, the freedom to exit a situation the second it dishonors your soul, the strength to build your own empire instead of begging to be part of someone else's. That's why the financial reward coming your way isn't just wealth, it's weaponized peace. It's what happens when the universe hands a warrior the resources to become a king. But here's the part no one tells you. For years, you've had to wield your power from a place of defense. You had insight but no funding. You had strategy but no platform. You had truth but no leverage. So you had to get creative. You mastered the shadows. You influenced from the edges. You became lethal, quietly. But that contradiction, the one between your internal strength and your external scarcity, was never sustainable. And now, the universe is closing that gap. Your material world is catching up with your spiritual reality. You're no longer just a visionary. You're a funded visionary. You're no longer just a protector. You're a protector with resources. You're no longer just a survivor. You are now a sovereign. And the best part, you don't need to soften to receive it. This wealth doesn't require you to be more palatable. It doesn't ask you to dim your intensity or smooth your edges. It arrives because of your depth, because of your darkness, because of your truth. It comes through your authenticity, not in spite of it. For the first time, Scorpio, you will see clearly and undeniably that being your full, intense, unapologetic self is not only powerful, it's profitable. Life lesson. True wealth isn't measured by what you can buy. It's measured by what you can walk away from without fear. And soon, Scorpio, you'll be able to walk away from anything that doesn't honor you with your head held high and your future in your own hands. Part 6. The social ripple effect of Scorpio's rise. When a Scorpio rises, the ground shifts, not just for them, but for everyone around them. You see, this world isn't used to wealthy people who are deep. It isn't designed for the powerful to also be intuitive. It rewards performance, not presence. It rewards charm, not character. So what happens when a Scorpio silent, strategic, soulful suddenly becomes impossible to ignore? It rattles the system. Because you don't play by their rules, you don't need the spotlight, you don't need applause, you don't crave validation, and yet, your very presence begins to change the game. When you become wealthy, not just in money, but in influence, You become a walking contradiction to everything society believes about success. You prove that depth is not a liability, it's leverage. You prove that intuition is not soft, it's the sharpest weapon of all. You prove that quiet does not mean weak, it means controlled, focused, dangerous. And the moment your abundance anchors fully, people around you will feel it. Some will celebrate it, others will resist it. There will be those who once underestimated you, now scrambling to explain your rise. There will be whispers, projections, even attempts to undermine your new power. But remember this, their discomfort is not your problem. It is the echo of a system collapsing. A system that thrived when you played small. Your rise is not just about you, Scorpio. It's about everyone watching. Because when you take the throne quietly, powerfully, unapologetically, you give silent permission to every other soul who has been waiting to step into their truth. You become proof that power doesn't have to be loud, that wealth doesn't have to be performative, that it is possible to be sovereign, strategic, and soulful all at once. And that shakes the foundations. Life lesson. Sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is thrive as your true self. Because when you do, you don't just free yourself, you liberate every soul watching from the shadows. Part 7, Ending Coronation and Life Lesson, Scorpio. This is not a gift. It is not luck. It is not charity. It is not a sudden change of fortune. This is a coronation. This is the moment the universe acknowledges your lineage, your trials, your transformation, and finally, hands you the crown you've been forging in fire for years. You didn't ask for it, you earned it. With every choice to keep your integrity intact, with every moment you walked alone, with every sacrifice you made in silence while the world looked the other way. And now you rise, not as a survivor, not as someone who got lucky, but as a sovereign, a builder, a strategist, a leader whose wealth comes not from show, but from substance. And that, Scorpio, is what will sustain you, because what's coming isn't just a windfall, it's a shift, a permanent recalibration of your energetic worth. And as you walk into this new chapter, remember this, the wealth you receive will reflect the depth you never abandoned. The power you gain will match the pain you alchemized, and the freedom you feel will be the echo of your soul finally being seen, valued, and honored. So I ask you now, have you felt it? That shift inside? That undeniable knowing that something massive is unfolding within and around you? If so, speak it. Leave a comment below and say, I am ready to rise, I receive my coronation. Because when you say it aloud, you anchor it, you claim it. You tell the universe, I'm not waiting anymore, I'm here. And if this message has stirred something in your soul, if you felt seen, understood, and called into power, then subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay close. Because this is only the beginning. Your wealth is arriving, your throne is waiting, and your empire is ready to be built. Welcome home, Scorpio. The crown was always yours. Scorpio, this is not a gift, it is not luck, it is not charity. It is not a sudden change of fortune. This is a coronation. This is the moment the universe acknowledges your lineage, your trials, your transformation, and finally hands you the crown you've been forging in fire for years. You didn't ask for it, you earned it. With every choice to keep your integrity intact, with every moment you walked alone, with every sacrifice you made in silence while the world looked the other way. And now you rise, not as a survivor, not as someone who got lucky, but as a sovereign, a builder, a strategist, a leader whose wealth comes not from show, but from substance. And that, Scorpio, is what will sustain you. Because what's coming isn't just a windfall, it's a shift, a permanent recalibration of your energetic worth. And as you walk into this new chapter, remember this, the wealth you receive will reflect the depth you never abandoned. The power you gain will match the pain you alchemized, and the freedom you feel will be the echo of your soul finally being seen, valued, and honored. So I ask you now, have you felt it? That shift inside, That undeniable knowing that something massive is unfolding within and around you. If so, speak it. Leave a comment below and say, I am ready to rise. I receive my coronation. Because when you say it aloud, you anchor it. You claim it. You tell the universe, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm here. And if this message has stirred something in your soul, if you felt seen, understood, and called into power, then subscribe. Turn on notifications and stay close, because this is only the beginning. Your wealth is arriving, your throne is waiting, and your empire is ready to be built. Welcome home, Scorpio. The crown was always yours. If your soul felt seen in this message, if something within you whispered, this was for me, then don't let it end here. Click subscribe, turn on notifications, and become part of a soul-led community where power meets purpose. This is more than a channel, it's a sanctuary, a place where Scorpio truth is honored, where silence is sacred, and where the universe speaks in whispers only the awakened can hear. Join us on the path to Buddha wisdom. Your transformation isn't coming, it's already begun.